Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Solving the Unsolved YouTube channel where I try my hardest to solve unsolved mysteries. So, my plan is with this channel is that I want to either find like articles, videos, posts on Reddit, anything possible where I can find some sort of, unsolved mystery and try my hardest to dissolve, like solve the issue. I don't know how to talk for some reason. Just expect that. If you're new to this channel, just expect that. But anyways, no, I overall wanted to do that and try to do more with this channel because I feel like I really don't. And for those that don't know, I have 35 other YouTube channels that I'm trying to focus on and come out content, for and all that. So if you notice that I don't really upload this often, it's because I'm trying to upload on all the other channels and stuff. So but anyways, yeah, I probably will start off doing like things on like this subreddit, the Unsolved Mystery subreddit, and yeah, overall, let me just go ahead join that community and stuff to show support and things. But yeah, expect like a lot of different videos if I do find like an article like worth reading and worth looking at and all that, and then overall do what I can to be like, okay, well, what happened in this situation? This don't make any sense, or this don't add up, such and such, so on and so on. But anyways, let's go on, go ahead and start in this one story. I guess it's about somebody named Beverly Sharpmen. So anyways, so the title of it is On September 11, 1947, 16-year-old Beverly Babe Sharpman ran away from home. But what became of her and what was the real reason behind her disappearance? So I guess if I had to like jump right into it and overall say, it's like, how was the situation for her at home? Like, was it good? Was it bad? How was school for her? Was it good or bad? Because there could be many reasons on why. I just feel like that, the things that people are going through today had to been the same stuff that people was going through yesterday. So that's why I'm like, if she was dealing with bullying or any other extra stuff, I'm like, fam, there we go. But anyways, so starting it off, it says Beverly Babe Sharpman was born on December 10th, 1930. Her parents were Samuel and Nettie, and she had an older brother named Bernard, 24, that lived in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Another bit of information about Beverly is that her dream was to become a disc jockey, and one day, and she sometimes spoke of maybe moving out of Los Angeles eventually. Moving out to Los Angeles eventually. I don't know how I read either. But anyways, the day before Beverly left home, she went to her mother and said that she wanted to tell her something. However, Beverly quickly changed her mind and then went up to her bedroom. They didn't think much of it at the time and let the matter drop. All right. So I guess, overall, yeah, it's so, I don't know, maybe that could be the key evidence that it has something to do with this disc jockey dream. And, like, that's why I'm like, okay, like, it's too late now to overall, okay, what was going on at her school and stuff. Unless there's people from that time and era that was alive. I'm like, did you go to school with her? Were you in classes with her? Was there a time where she brought that up to somebody and they, made fun of her over it and stuff? Like, that's why I'm like, something just doesn't really seem right. Or maybe somebody did convince her to be like, hey, you should maybe move to LA and become a disc jockey and stuff. So there could be many reasons. I don't know. But anyways, so I didn't think much of the time and let the matter drop. Next day, September 11, Beverly went to high school, registered for her senior classes. She came home at 11:30 a.m., told her mother that she was going to rest upstairs. Nettie left the house at around noon to go shopping. When she returned, Beverly was no longer there. She was spotted later that day at the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad Station in Philadelphia. She said she was said to be carrying a suitcase. So that could be the case. Yeah, overall, like, she probably just overall left. And, she might have not really... I think at the time, like, when she wanted to overall talk to her mom, like, this one last time and stuff, she probably was going to tell her, but she was like, this probably won't go so good, and she probably won't be able to leave. So that sounds like that could be the case. But, yeah, it's, dang, that's crazy. She just got a suitcase and just left. That evening, Beverly's parents received a telegram presuming from her from her that read, "Got married, leaving town, will not be back, don't worry, babe." The wording is interesting because it suggests that she was either already married or she walked out or that she got married that day. Huh. That's so okay. Now, who is this mystery man that she married? That I feel like that's something that needs to be discovered. Like, was it a friend of hers at school? Was it just a lie? Like, what was the situation on that? All right, so let's continue on reading. Let's continue on. No one in Beverly's life, including her best friend Claire, had any idea that she was even interested in anyone. Oh, well, he could have been alive. Who knows? But anyways, much less than she was seriously involved with someone. All of her known male acquaintances were looked into, and none of them had gone missing. Oh, okay. And seemed to know anything about what was going on with Beverly. The police found out that she had quit her job at the radio distributing firm Trilling and I don't even know what that word is, the day before, that she had told her coworkers that she intended to move to Chicago. Oh, it was also discovered that Beverly had withdrawn $173, a little over $2,000 today. Oh, okay, from her savings account the day she went missing. Actually, she was putting in a request to withdraw the money a week before, but you typically had to wait 2 weeks to receive the money. However, she claimed that it was an emergency, so they made an exception for her and the money to her a week early. No marriage records was found for her in any state, which means that she either didn't get married or that she got married using a fake name. And that's why I'm thinking, I'm like, she had to go by a fake name, and in order to, like, if she went missing and was never found, she had to go by a fake name. That to me something like that just doesn't really add up, because I'm like, yeah, if nobody at her school went missing, I'm like, maybe she just said that just to say that. But it could be a case where it's like, somebody overall like she knew of somebody of someone that didn't go to the school or something. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, but I'm like, that's kind of, the fake name thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, what? Well, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to decode and see if, like, maybe I can figure out the fake name. But I'm like, nah, that's just, because I'm like, maybe she written it down, or maybe that's why I'm like, bro, you got to look at her room, the house, everywhere, head to toe, her lockers, anywhere with her name tied to it. You got to look at that stuff head to toe. But anyways, so moving on, in 1948, Beverly's grandmother passed away. Her family hoped that she might see the obituary in the paper and show up to the funeral, but she didn't. In May 1948, Beverly's family received a postcard which read, "Beverly Sharpman was working in Charleston, South Carolina on April 9, 1948. Spoke to her. I noticed she was a northern girl and didn't belong in the South. She was living in West... I don't know, with a girl named Bobby Wilson. She may have left Charleston by this time. J. Edwards." Oh, so might have figured out something. But anyways, Philadelphia Missing Persons Bureau investigated this lad, but they were unable to find any evidence that Beverly had either lived or was still living in Charleston. It's also unclear who Bobby Wilson was or how when Beverly met her, if this story is true. Yeah, that might have said, I don't know, that might have just sounded like, okay, well, let's, have it where she goes to this, but she could have went to the complete, what it could say. I don't know. I ain't gonna necessarily say that she was kidnapped, but that's like the vibe I feel like that I'm getting in things, because that to me just doesn't, I don't know, that doesn't seem right, man. Something doesn't seem right about that. But Beverly's family was devastated by her disappearance, and for years afterwards continued to put ads in the newspaper appealing to her to come home, or to at least contact them. The saddest of which was probably this from Nettie Sharpman in 1950. "I want some word or sign that you are alive. Please contact me in your way. I'll meet you anytime, anywhere. I'll sell my house, my home, and belongings if necessary. I've got to find you." That is sad. I'm like, I don't think I don't think my opinion really matters, because I'm like, if people do stuff like this, they do this. But I couldn't, man. That's messed up. But 7 years after her disappearance, Beverly's parents received a strange letter from Fairless Hills, which is 30 miles northeast of Philadelphia. There isn't a lot of information available about what this letter said, except that it stated that they should seek Beverly through the help of foreign police, and that it would be signed Lee Davis. A handwritten expert examined the letter and believed that Beverly to be the author. Police investigated this lead looking for Beverly in Fairless Hills, but came up with nothing. Yeah, because I'm like, it just doesn't make any sense where it's like all these random people that don't nobody like, know of is writing this. I'm like, yeah, I kind of figured that much, that she was the one writing these letters and stuff. So yeah, that to me, I'm like, it had to have been her. But anyways, came up with nothing. All right. So while her family had been in contact with police about Beverly's disappearance from very early on, they didn't officially file a missing person report for her until 1954. Wow. Sadly, her parents and her older brother have all since passed away without even learning what happened to Beverly, which she chose to leave behind. That's crazy. Dang. That is crazy. I mean, well, yeah, because it was like all the way back then and stuff. So, man, that's messed up. That's very, very messed up. So the theories are unplanned pregnancy. Maybe she was involved with someone, maybe an older, perhaps a married man, and became pregnant. She could have left because she didn't want her family to know the truth and because she wanted to keep the baby. I don't know. I mean, because I'm like, I would imagine that she wouldn't have been so good with her tracks and keeping it clean. So I feel like something like that, that to me, I'm like, nah. I just feel like that you had to overall, like, somebody had to known that, and it just like nobody knows of it or anything. Or it's like, and then plus I'm like, okay, if the kid like grows up and things, and then they do like a DNA sample or test, whatever, and it's like eventually you find out, and I'm like, yes, I don't think it was no unplanned pregnancy. Who knows? She might have had kids and then they just don't know of this and stuff. But anyways, she did get married, but to someone who she knew her family wouldn't approve of. Could be the case. Another theory I came across was that she might have been lesbian and that she ran off with the girlfriend. Maybe this Bobby Wilson. I don't know. I mean, could be the case. I ain't gonna deny it, but that could be the case too. She had been groomed by someone for a while, was lured away by this person, and later, dang, I didn't bother to, I mean, like, I do think that is probably the better theory, but dang, if she was murdered, and I'm like, but they were saying, like, they had that letter and stuff, so I don't know, that could be the case, but I was like, with those letters, I was like, I'm thinking she was writing those letters, and overall, like, she had to been keeping tabs on these guys, like, to overall know what was going on with them and things, because my question is like, when did the letters stop, like, coming in? You know, and then it's like, okay, her family passed away, then she's like, well, I can't write to them no more, so, like, yeah, I think something like that. Something overall, like, had to been going on, and it could be that, you know, and then thinking about him, like, that conversation, she was like, she was overall going to talk with her mom, but then, you know, she just was like, you know what, I'm just going to leave and stuff, and I'm like, that could have been the unplanned pregnancy situation, and, you know, she just moved on, just scared, thinking what her parents would think of her and stuff, but, yeah, I'm like, but that last one, I had to say, like, it could have been like the whole like disc jockey dream or something, but I don't know. It just I think something deeper had to been going on. I'm like, that something just don't really add up with that and things. I should do a follow up and overall see like if anything has happened, but then there's just like some sources and things. Oh, YouTube video also, but yeah, I think that's just something don't seem right. I want to say she went out to follow her dreams because you hear where people do stuff like that, but yeah, I don't know. That situation just, but I'm like, she had to definitely change her name to avoid being found from her family and stuff. So that's definitely one thing for sure. And yeah, she just disappeared and stuff. So, but I had to say, like, it could be the case where she was following her dreams, but if not that unplanned pregnancy one, now it's like starting to hit me. I'm like, that could have been the case. and it could have just been somebody that they didn't really know, but they also did say that there was nobody that knew of her that went missing or anything, and there was no other kids that went missing. So yeah, I'm like, something don't seem right. Something don't seem. But I'm like, I feel like in a situation like that, they should have checked like all the houses in the area. They should have checked like when the route that she's like going home. They should have checked all those houses in that area and been like, hey, is there somebody from your house that went missing, or somebody and so on. But if not, then I'm like, yeah, that situation doesn't really seem right and things. And I'm like, hold on for a second, because I was gonna do that after I was done reading the article. But nope, absolutely. I was like, cause no, I was like, I was gonna maybe see if something might have popped up or something new could have came up, but no. That's crazy. And I'm like, let's see if like news or anything. Nope, there's like nothing that says anything about her being missing. So I'm like, I mean, is she still alive to this day? It would be crazy. It's like to hear a situation where it's like, oh, she was found to do this or that. But I mean, if anybody does find anything, keep me posted. And overall, I will try to, but if I do see anything beforehand, I will do like a follow-up video and then letting everybody know like, hey, this is her, and so on. So, but anyways, that was a pretty interesting story. I'm like, there's a lot of different theories and ways that could have went about, but yeah, she definitely, to avoid her family, she definitely got her name, she was going by a different name for sure. So, but anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, stay tuned for some more solving the unsolved mysteries and all that stuff. And yeah, in the meantime, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.